Episode 215, Exercise, 10 Things Losers Say.
You're listening to the very best podcast in the world on health, wealth, and happiness. Please remember to leave a review and share with all your friends and family. And here is your host, Lars Hilser.
And it's Friday, and we're finally able to shut this wild week down, but not before Exercise Friday, where you don't have to sweat, at least physically. Welcome to the very best podcast in the world, your only source in the universe for personal supremacy through health, wealth, and happiness. Now, losers say a lot of things, and I don't like the word loser because it's got this insanely and intentionally negative connotation to it. And from what I'm concerned, or for all I'm concerned, there we go. I think, losers are really a product of our society in a large variety of ways. Let's not get into that just today. There's going to be another episode down the line. We're going to go through that. Before we get started, though, with these 10 remarkable exploits, it's time for housekeeping as every day. So number 1, views my own, yada, yada, yada. Number 2, sharing is caring. If you know someone that resorts to one of these exploits that we're going to be discussing today, or maybe you are yourself and should strike that out of your everyday vocabulary until it is really, really, really necessary, share this episode with them or take in all of the stuff we're going to go through it, right? But still, sharing the episode can impact positively someone's life. So make sure that you spread the word, spread the gospel of the very best podcast in the world to through your social media channels, rather, to make sure that a lot more people benefit than do now. So without further ado, number 1, I'll start Monday. I'm the king. I've got a patent on that phrase, right? Because I'm, my better half and other people around me, they start sweating, immediately when I start planning a project. Now, I always deliver. I've got a track record. And a very clean one. Occasionally things go south, but that's because, I screwed up. And that happens rather seldomly. But, when I say, hey, I'm going to take care of this, people are going to be like, holy shit, that's not going to end well. And everybody starts sweating. And then comes the deadline. And there is the thing, boom. And however, a lot of people, misconstrue this. I'll start Monday to any Monday in the future, right? And for me, that was my life always. It was like I would always do my homework on the school bus, right? Because, hey, what's the ride for? You're there, it's so noisy you can't sleep. So, what do you use the time for? Social chit chat? Nah, ain't got time for that. So homework is due today, so we're going to do it on the bus, right? That's why my handwriting always looked so crappy on my homework. Not otherwise, sending love letters, really beautiful, gorgeous handwriting. But that, nah, we ain't going down there. So, if you're one of those people, speaking of Friday and everything, I'll start Monday. Maybe use the Saturday and Sunday to reflect upon whether it may be wise to review these things, these remarks, go over them, and, thereby make your life much more productive. Number 2, it's not my fault. Yes, it is. Quit arguing. If something goes south, you didn't plan for it correctly. Now, I recently had that on the major rehaul project that I was on last week and, continued into this week because things went south. Not because necessarily it was my fault, but still it was. The project wasn't done on time when it should be. And it was just a major fuck up on one of the people I relied upon delivery. And, they didn't have their crap together. So that's why the project went south. Still, however, I can't free myself of saying, well, could have done better. I could have, honestly, I could have called up earlier and said, why do I not have a delivery or an order confirmation? That kind of ordeal. Number 3, I can't do it. Yes, you can. You can do it. And no, I'm not talking about, jumping 10 feet high or whatever. I'm talking about realistically managing your life. Everyone can do it. It's as easy as that. You get up in the morning. If you have your shit together, it's going to be quite easy, to get things on the road and to get working on them and to get them working for you. Essentially, that's what I was trying to say. Sorry. Number 4, it's not fair. Well, life isn't, and it never will be, right? So, get used to it that people and circumstances are going to throw, rocks at your head and at the stuff that you're building and whatever. There's someone always lurking around the corner. Deal with it. The moment you start, generating that exploit that, hey, it's not fair, you could be using that time to tackle the challenge that was thrown at you. So it's a waste of time. Number 5, I don't have time. Make time. That's what we talked about yesterday. It's about managing your time efficiently. It's about, can you do it? Can you make it happen? Then make it happen, right? More often than not, you're just too comfortable to review your schedule, make time, and make something else fall away. So it's about prioritization. And if a friend calls and you say, I don't have time, then you're not a good friend, period. So number 6, I'm offended. Well, boo-hoo. I don't know. As someone who only smirks at the blackest and darkest of humor, I feel offended all the time, and I don't really care, right? Quit with the snowflaking, get over it, and stop being offended by crap that's going on the outside world. You're not that important, right? Yes, you have a voice, but don't use it for crap like that. There's other stuff that you can do with your time more efficiently. So, number 7, you suck. Well, you do too. That's one of the most genius exploits I've heard. It's like when you argue someone into a corner, right, and they say you suck, then you know that you've won. Reason almost always wins, and that's why you should be on top of the game by reading up on the crap that you're talking about. Being proficient at your job, being good at it, and then you can corner anyone wanting to tell you how your job is done. And then their killer argument is going to be something along the lines of, you suck. Number 8, they got lucky. No, they didn't. That's one of my favorite things. You've been so fortunate in your life and, you're so lucky. No, I worked really, 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 really hard for the large part of my natural life up until this day. So, essentially I could be doing better financially, but I don't want to. There's no reason for me. I've got ample time and I'm doing good and I'm doing great. And, I'm loved and I love and I live in paradise. So, there's no luck involved. I worked insanely hard, amazing amounts of time and managing time. I just remember this was, I quit working shortly before this whole Wi-Fi on airplane thing happened, right? So my days consisted of catching a flight, getting to the plane from the office, synchronizing my emails and files, getting into the cab, getting to the airport, getting into the airport lounge, working on emails and files and everything, synchronizing while I'm on Wi-Fi, getting on the plane, working X hours on the plane, and then getting back to the airport lounge to get the connection flight, and then synchronize files and emails and that kind of ordeal. Right, that was my life, and I worked, some projects on 3 different continents at the same time. So, most of my days consisted of commute and traveling and that kind of ordeal. So I've done my fair share of work while I was young. And now I started to realize that that life is something I wouldn't want to bear. I probably could, getting back into the physique, and everything. But what for? It's, at the end of the day, something you have to ask yourself. Number 9, I'm too tired. When you're going through hell, keep going. That's one of the quotes that is attributed to Churchill, I think. And it's rather accurate. If you have to deliver. There's no need to sleep. You can sleep after the delivery. And that's something which a lot of people have kind of mislearned, those long, silly hours at the office where, everybody's just sleep deprived and, everything just turns insanely funny and, you laugh about everything and it just becomes this charming nonsense that goes on. But still, you get your shit done. And that's what it's all about. You're never too tired. You will be amazed at what your body is capable of. And last but not least, one of the killer arguments, easy for you to say. And yeah, it is, because that brings us back to this whole they got lucky thing, right? It's easy for someone to say that has done so much, and for someone who has done little or doesn't necessarily have the same horizon to say that. So, it's one of the remarks that you're going to get that really the bottom percent of the losers actually say. So, what's the takeaway? What's the exercise here? Well, a lot of us are going to catch ourselves saying some of the crap. The reason I chose this episode, because I actually did say it last week. I said, it's not my fault to the circumstances that delivered, of the delivery guys that were supposed to deliver something which they didn't on time. And I caught myself saying, well, I was talking to a friend. I said, well, it's not my fault. And then I started to reason and say, yeah, it is. Right. I could have followed up earlier, but I was kind of, busy and everything, but there's no excuse. It was my fault. And so I took these 10 things. And if you're honest and aware, you're going to catch yourself saying some of them. And, reflect over the weekend on some of these things you may have said and be very aware in the future that you don't say them, hold yourself accountable to anything that goes wrong, because essentially at the end of the day, it's going to be you that is responsible for your life and the success or the failure of it. In that sense, I hope you have a nice weekend, sleep well, learn well, exercise well, and we'll be back in touch on Monday with a whole new week when we're going to let's talk about, taking ownership of your life on Monday. And I'm looking forward to that. Peace out, folks. See you soon.